I'm already fucking up this morning. It's going to be another screw. Hey, it's Friday. I hope I'm coming in loud and clear, especially the clear part. Welcome to the Morning Brew. Hey, Celestial. How's everybody doing in the chat? Today, I not only have some regular news, but some news I consider a bit of cringe. Let's go ahead and hop into it, shall we? Where is it? There it is. All right. Macron woos Trump. This is out of the AP, Laurie Hennett, and Vivian Salama out of Paris. With military parade on the Champs-Élysées and a gilded tour of France's most storied moments, French President Emmanuel Macron laid on the charm as he positioned himself as the indispensable intermediary between Europe and Donald Trump. The Bastille Day demonstration on Friday capped 2 days of Parisian glitz for Trump and his wife, who were Macron's guests of honor in commemoration of the 100th anniversary of America's entry into World War I. Thanking the United States for the decision that turned the tide of a devastating conflict, Macron said the Trump's presence, on France's national holiday, quote, is the sign of a friendship across the ages, unquote. Macron and Trump both came to office as unlikely outsider candidates. The youngest president of modern France and the same age as Donald Trump, Macron started his own political movement just over a year ago. He won strong parliamentary majority and is riding high on the polls. The flattering French visit gave Trump a respite from his troubles at home, and he amended the opinion of a friend he calls Jim, who believes that, quote, Paris isn't Paris any longer, unquote, because of the blight of Islamic extremism. Asked about Jim's criticisms Thursday, Trump deflected and said Paris was, quote, going to be just fine, unquote, because France now has a great and tough president. At Macron and Trump's first encounter in May, the two shared a white-knuckled handshake that the French president said was intended to show he was no pushover. I see. President Macron, highly skilled at putting President Trump at ease and avoiding any landmines that would have derailed the show of unity, Boyer said. Macron was especially adept at sidestepping questions about U.S. political controversies, which Trump clearly appreciated. With Merkel, he emphasized their agreement on nearly every issue, as well as their joint development of a fighter jet. The German leader said there was no getting around interdependence in the 21st century. Quote, Europe alone cannot win the war on terrorism, unquote. Hey, Dick Balls, Merkel said. There's no divergence between France and Germany in the manner of treating President Trump, Macron added. Trump left open the possibility he would reconsider his decision to pull the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accord, the main source of disagreement with the European Union governments. But he said if it doesn't happen, quote, that'll be okay too, unquote. Trump's parting tweet showed a photo of the two men looking out over the Champs-Élysées, standing shoulder to shoulder during what the American described as, quote, magnificent #Bastille Day parade, unquote. So that's our first one. We're starting out with some okay news, some diplomatic news today, and maybe a little bit of something that's iffy, because if he does change his mind about the Paris Accords, I know everybody that was against those accords to begin with are going to be doing a lot of autistic screeching. I do have another treat for you this morning. Let me go ahead and play this national newscast, and I am going to have to stop it at 20 minutes because the NPR has an update for our health care. Hey, Mariel.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corbin Coleman. U.S. senators continue to review health care legislation backed by Senate Republican leaders. 2 GOP senators oppose it, and the bill will fail if a third decides against it. Meanwhile, governors are criticizing the bill. Steve Brown of member station WBUR has more on reaction at the National Governors Association.
Okay, I got to stop this. So we're about to listen to the governor's reactions to the health care bill. There's been a lot of opposition to this. They keep calling it repeal and replace. I really don't think we need national health care, but, you know, a lot of people are in agreement with me on that one, and a lot of people are opposed. A lot of people are screeching because they say they're going to lose their health care because it's not going to be mandatory anymore. Let's see.
Meeting in Providence, Rhode Island.
Connecticut Democrat Daniel Malloy says Senate Republicans continue to put American lives on the line for an ill-advised campaign pledge. Massachusetts Republican Charlie Baker says his fundamental objective is to make sure his state can continue to provide nearly universal coverage to its citizens.
All right, so this guy in Connecticut is, you know, everybody is on either side of this thing. I discussed my points on it the other day when I put this out. So, you know, I'm just going to continue with this. So we're going on with the Connecticut governor right now.
And Rhode Island Democrat Gina Raimondo says his latest version is not much different than what's been offered in the past.
I think it's immoral. I think it's wrong. It'll hurt our economy, and it's all being done in the name of giving tax breaks to the rich. So I don't support it.
Raimondo says under the proposal, 100,000 Rhode Islanders would lose coverage, and she predicts job loss.
Okay, I don't think she was paying attention when he said that he was going to actually raise taxes on the rich and not cut taxes. But then again, if she's a Democrat, she's only listening to what she wants to listen to. And said.
For NPR News, I'm Steve Brown in Providence.
President.
And so that's our little snippet on the healthcare, and we're a couple of governments stand on that. So the next story today is going to be come on over here for top news, which is usually past the local. And let's see here. Trying to find the pic. There he is. There's our not so favorite dude. All right, here we go. Scrolling up. Judge Watson says travel ban is a no-go. Yep, we're back to the travel ban again. Out of Honolulu, AP, in another setback for President Donald Trump, a federal judge in Hawaii has further weakened his already diluted travel ban by vastly expanding the list of family relationships with U.S. citizens that visa applicants can use to get into the U.S. You heard that correctly. I stand corrected, no name. Thank you very much for that correction. All right, so let me read that again. He already diluted travel ban by vastly expanding the list of family relationships with U.S. citizens that visa applicants can use to get into the U.S. The ruling is at the latest piece of pushback in the fierce fight set off by the ban Trump first attempted in January. It will culminate with arguments in front of the U.S. Supreme Court in October. Type 1 in the live chat if you are not surprised that this has to make it to the Supreme Court. The current rules aren't so much an outright ban as a tightening of already tough visa policies affecting citizens from 6 Muslim-majority countries: Syria, Sudan, Somalia, Libya, Iran, and Yemen. And let me correct, that way people don't think I can, I'm believing what I read. We all know it's a travel ban, and we all know the ban is covering countries that are funding or actually have terrorist cells in them. So now I'm going to continue. People from those countries who already have visas will be allowed into the country. Only narrow categories of people, including those with relatives named in Thursday's ruling, will be considered for new visas. U.S. District Judge Derek Watson on Thursday ordered the government not to enforce the ban on grandparents, grandchildren, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and cousins of people in the United States. So he's trying to broaden this thing. Exactly, no name. He is in a state that isn't affected by the travel ban issue rules. And he says, quote, common sense, for instance, dictates that close family members be defined to include grandparents, unquote, Watson said in his ruling. Quote, indeed, grandparents are the epitome of close family members, unquote. The U.S. Supreme Court, which last month allowed scaled-back version of the ban to go into effect before it hears the case in October, exempted visa applicants from the ban if they can prove a, quote, bona fide, unquote, relationship with a U.S. citizen or entity. I agree, fuckwad. I think we should kind of send these people to Hawaii and see how they deal with it. Watson's Thursday ruling broadened the definition of what counts as a bona fide relationship to include grandparents and the rest of the wider list of relatives. Now, those of us that have a modicum of common sense know the difference between immediate family and extended family. Immediate family are sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, and it can, in some cases, be extended to grandparents. But aunts, uncles, and cousins are extended family. So I think he's going a little overboard with this. The Supreme Court ruled that workers who accepted jobs from American companies, students who enrolled at a U.S. university, or lecturers involved to address a U.S. audience would also be exempt. Hi, Roman. Hi, Caeruleus. A relationship created for purposes of avoiding the travel ban would not be acceptable, the justices said. It set off massive protests at airports around the country and immediately sparked a sprawling, ongoing legal fight. The first time you tried this travel ban. But, the screeching from the left, the far radical left, is always going to be that way. Courts blocked that first ban as well as the second the Trump administration had retooled until the Supreme Court partially reinstated it at the end of June. It's unclear how significantly the new rules have affected or will affect travel in most of the countries singled out. Few people have the means for leisure travel. Those that do already face intensive screenings before issued visas. It's going to be, I agree, Malachi. I completely, totally agree. We just need to send all the immigrants to Hawaii. I think Fuckwad said that before. These people, I think, thank you for the tip. I'm going to say who sent me the $5 because it's probably their actual name, but thank you for the $5 tip. It's appreciated. These people just don't understand. He wants stricter vetting. And we need stricter vetting, especially what's going on in the Middle East and abroad, because those 6 countries, they are either harboring or funding terrorist groups. And we need to make sure the people coming into our country don't have any links and ties to those people. All right, let's see what we've got next. Move over to world news. Oh, top news as well. Yep. And let me get a picture for that. Here we go. 2 Israeli policemen killed in shooting near Jerusalem shrine. This is Ian Deitch out of Jerusalem AP. 3 Palestinian assailants opened fire on Israeli police from inside a major Jerusalem holy site Friday, killing 2 officers before being shot dead, police said. The rare attack from within the contested shrine, revered by both Muslims and Jews, raised new concerns about an escalation of violence. The sacred compound sits at the fault line of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and has triggered major confrontations in the past. Israel closed the site, known to Muslims as the Noble Sanctuary and to Jews as the Temple Mount, for further weapons sweeps on Friday. The rare disclosure meant a cancellation of noon prayers, which typically draw tens of thousands of Muslims from Israel and the Israeli-occupied West Bank to the compound on Fridays. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu quickly tried to allay Muslim fears, saying that the status quo at the Muslim-administered site will be preserved. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas reached out to Netanyahu in a rare phone call to discuss the situation in Jerusalem, highlighting the concern about a possible escalation. According to the official Palestinian news agency WAFA, the leaders have almost no direct contact, so this is really, really big. Abbas commended the attack and said that he rejects any violence from any party, particularly at holy sites. So at least there's something they can agree with. Police identified the assailants as Arab citizens of Israel. Friday's shooting was the latest in a wave of Palestinian attacks that erupted in 2015, in part over tensions at the Jerusalem holy site. Israeli police chief Roni al-Sheikh said Friday that the weapons used in the attack had been brought into the holy compound. Opened fire on Israel officers from inside the site, he said. So that happened, and they're trying to figure out, I guess, how to increase security. But it's good that they're talking, I think, in my opinion. It's good that they're talking about this, and it's good that all of them can agree that it should remain a holy site and that this should not have happened. Nope, it's... There you go. All right, now that we've got this one out of the way, now for our cringe. And yes, there is cringe, ladies and gentlemen. There is cringe in the news this morning. From the land of cringe, Trump caught on tape complimenting the figure of Macron's wife. And yes, it gets worse. Be warned. Washington AP. President Donald Trump was captured complimenting the French president's wife's appearance Thursday as he toured a famous Paris landmark. Oh, how dare he! Oh my God! Video footage posted on French government's official Facebook page showed Trump, French President Emmanuel Macron, and their wives chatting after their tour of the museums at Les Invalides. They were saying their goodbyes. Trump turned to Brigitte Macron and gestured toward her body. "You know, you're in such good shape," Trump said, before repeating the observation to her husband. "Beautiful," he added. "I don't see anything wrong with that. Do you see anything wrong with that? Hey, Ghost Dog." It's just a compliment. But no, they have to find something wrong with it, don't they? Brigitte Macron was her husband's former high school teacher, and the relationship has drawn international attention because of their significant age difference. But feminists and President Macron have denounced that attention as sexist, arguing that nobody would blink an eye if he were the older spouse. The Macron's age difference is identical to that of Donald and Melania Trump, who were spending 2 days in Paris in celebration of Bastille Day. Of course, the feminists would have a problem with the age gap, really. And, of course, we have to end it with what? The pussy-grabbing thing, right? Right. Exactly. How dare he compliment someone's good shape? Trump has drawn criticism in the past for comments some say objectify and demean women, including the famous, quote, Access Hollywood, unquote, tape in which he bragged about sexually assaulting women and boasted, when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Okay, everybody, now it's time to have fun with this cringe. Type in the live chat what exactly he said in that Access Hollywood tape in the live chat. Come on, let's have a little bit of fun with this. I know you guys remember, because it still floats around every once in a while. All right, now for oddities. There we go, rhetorical. We got one. Yes, they did just contradict themselves. Health and science, travel, freestyle. I know the oddities are around here somewhere. All right, let's see. Where is this? Here we go. For our oddity or kind of stupid criminal for the day out of the AP, man trapped in ATM slips notes to customers begging for help. Corpus Christi, Texas, AP. A man who became trapped inside an ATM slipped notes to customers via the receipt slot, pleading for them to help him escape, police said Thursday. The contractor became stuck Wednesday when he was changing a lock to a Bank of America room that leads to the back of the ATM. Corpus Christi Police Lieutenant Hooper said he couldn't let himself out of the room because he didn't have a key card on him and was unable to notify bank employees for help. Apparently, he left his cell phone and the swipe card he needed to get out of the room outside in his truck, Hooper said. When he realized customers were retrieving cash from the machine, he passed notes to them through the ATM receipt slot. One read, "Please help, I'm stuck in here and don't have my phone. Please call my boss." Some customers appeared to dismiss the notes as a gag, Hooper said, but one called police who detected a faint voice coming from inside the ATM. An officer kicked in the door to the room and freed the man, whose name has not been released. I wouldn't want my name released either. Everyone is okay, but you will never see this in your life that somebody was stuck in the ATM. It was just crazy, Richard Olden, a senior police officer, told KRIS TV. So there's your little bit of ha-ha for the day before we get to the shout-outs. I figured you guys needed a little bit of lulls today. Yep, it is a highly secure room, Neil. You can't just let everybody in there to put money in the ATM. But yeah, it is a bit of a fire hazard. Yep, and there's your ha-ha. So now for our shout-outs. First one on the list. Is Caeruleus Valentinius, or who everybody calls K for short. He has some really good response videos, and he does play Quiplash on his channel, and he does need your help right now because YT is screwing him like everybody else as far as revenue, and he is in a tough spot financially. So if you guys could go over there and give him some help, and also go over to, just play with the Quiplash, tip him, slip some money in his Streamlabs and things of that nature. Just help him out. I mean, everybody needs a little bit of help every now and then. And yes, Kay is a very good guy, and he needs your help. He is funny. I've watched a couple of his streams. His streams are really cool. So y'all go check him out. Next one on the list. He does parody songs that leave you in stitches, and he shit posts on Twitter. It's Celestial Parsnip on YouTube and Creamy Seepage on Twitter. He is absolutely hilarious on his channel, and at 188 subs, he is grossly, grossly undersubbed. And I mean grossly undersubbed. You have got to check out his parodies, like the Faggy Kangs of Fake News. That was absolutely freaking hilarious. Now, there is one on his channel I have to kind of warn you about because, the pictures on that one can just, make your eyes bleed. But other than that, the rest of the videos are pretty funny. So please go give some support to Celestial Parsnip. All right, next one on our list. He's a dick. He has balls. He's Dick Balls, and he shit posts on the internet as well as on YouTube. And he only has 112 subs. What up with that? Only 112 subs? Come on now. We got to come over and show this guy some love. He has a lot of short little videos, but the videos are very, very entertaining, and some of them are downright funny. And he does shout out other YouTubers, so please come to his channel and show him some love. That's dick balls. Who doesn't like dick balls? And I can't believe I said that more than once on a live stream. Oh, there goes the monetization for this stream. Oh. All right. And then last but not least, he shit posts on Twitter. He does live streams and he loves wrestling. How can you not like Tonka Saw? And again, another undersubbed individual at 353 subs. I mean, if you've seen him on Twitter, he's absolutely a laugh riot. And he's a laugh riot on live streams as well. So y'all come over here and give him some love and give him some absolute support. He's one of the coolest guys on the internet. He's calm, cool, and collected until you tweak that nerve, and then he goes full Tonka on you. So those are the shout-outs for the day. All right, and the last thing on the list is the hashtag. So get ready for some more cringe this morning. It's hashtag make a book warm. Let's see how they did this, right? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Exploding Samsung Galaxy. A Streetcar Named Perspire. One Flew Over the Sweater Vest. Really? Sweater vest? The 5 People You Meet in Hell. The Count of Melted Crisco. Love you too, Celestial. The Da Vinci Coat. The Devil Wears Parka. Zen and the Art of Thermostat Maintenance. What to Expect When You're in Phoenix. Oh, somebody lives in Arizona. Little Menopausal Women. Yeah, hot flashes. Little House Fire on the Prairie. Ouch. Hearth of Darkness. Interview with the Campfire. Wouldn't that be a bit one-sided? Great Perspirations. To Kiln a Mockingbird. Oh, the punishment. 100 Degrees of Solitude. Harry Potter and the Relocation to Phoenix. The Lion, the Witch, and the Winter Wardrobe. Warm and Peace. Salem's Hot. King's Seer. A Tale of Two Cities. Phoenix and LA. 50 Degrees of Celsius. Fahrenheit 452. Eat, Pray, Burn. Let me scoot down. And, yep. And that one isn't even a hashtag. I think somebody just put that there just to put it there. But there we are. There's our hashtag for the day. Hashtag make a book warm. So you got your little bit of fun. You got a little bit more if you're not too keen on puns. I happen to like a good pun every now and again. This too here. So I can talk to you guys for just a few minutes before I end the show. There are some announcements I would like to make. Fenrir of the Right is having his citation needed at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So if you guys are interested, he also does the news and he ends with one cringy article just to give everybody a laugh before he closes out the stream. So please check out Fenrir of the Right. For those of you that don't know, Based Mama is on a podcast. It was recorded yesterday. It's going to be broadcast today. I don't know what time. I tried to get a time on Twitter and nobody responded. You get to show Sevi some love because she also has a news show, but it's in the evening. So please check out that news show. And my writer's workshop stream where I read chapter 2 of Patricia Cornwell's Postmortem has been moved to Saturday, that's tomorrow, noon Eastern time to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you guys check all that stuff out. Streams in the evening, Monday through Friday, that you want me to announce, please DM them to me on Twitter. You don't have to be a sponsor you don't have to be my sponsor in order for me to do that. I feel that all of us have got to stick together and get each other out there and help each other up on YouTube, especially with all this demonetization and all the advertisers being rather selective. Again, if you have any upcoming live streams, please DM me. I will write them down, and this is going to be from Monday through Friday. So when I finish my morning show, I will advertise everybody right before I close the stream like I did just now. Needed tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Based Mama's podcast is also tonight, so be on the lookout for that. Sevi Rose's show is sometime in the evening, so you're probably going to have to follow her on Twitter in order to figure out when it's going to be shown or uploaded, rather. And my writer's workshop stream is going to be tomorrow, that Saturday at noon Eastern time, and it'll run till 1:30 p.m. So as always, my friends in the live chat, may your coffee or tea ever flow, caffeine be ever strong, and may the way you take your coffee pleasantly. You guys have an absolute fabulous